Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Jen and Steve. I finally decided to change coffee mugs this time.
I was going to, but I don't know.
Yeah, she's stuck on being the boss for sure.
Dave and Buster's. Go play games. Get free cup.
Jeez. All right. Well, I guess that's one way to get a coffee mug. All right. So today we have a new topic for everybody. We're going to talk a little bit about the difference between pre-qualification and being pre-underwritten. So we're going to refer this question over to Jennifer. Can you tell us a little bit about the difference between the two?
Yes. Okay, so a pre-qualification is pretty much, I guess, you are giving your basics, your income documentation, that kind of stuff to your loan officer. They're kind of going through everything and they're saying, yeah, everything looks good. Your credit, your debt to income, it just kind of fits the mold, and they're going to give you what they feel you're qualified for in regards to purchasing or refinancing or, whatever the case may be, right? Well, I'm sorry, we're talking about purchasing. So purchasing. So they're going to give you your pre-qualified letter. You're going to take that to your agent. You're going to start looking for houses and so forth.
How much information do you have to get from a buyer to just get that pre-qualification?
Well,
what's required?
Look, honestly, everybody is different. I'm not going to tell somebody they qualify for a $600,000 house without running their credit and without checking their debt to income, checking their employment history, checking their income documents, what their W-2s, pay stubs, all that. That's me, because I don't want somebody getting into the process and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, you said I qualified for this and I don't, right? That would be, that's like not good. But some people do that, and but that's their how they run their business. So you're getting this pre-qualification, right? But then there's pre-underwritten. So that's a whole nother story. That is when you literally take all of those income documents, you give it to your actual underwriter, they fully underwrite the file. It's called a TBD, to be determined. So you haven't found the property, but everything else is in play, and all you got to do is find that property and plop it in, right? But they've already checked this, checked that. They've literally given you an approval letter with what's called prior to loan doc conditions, right? Prior to doc conditions. So it literally says, okay, we just need the appraisal, we're going to need this, we're going to need that, the purchase agreement, and we're good to go. So that once you find a house, your closing time goes faster. But the biggest thing that I've noticed is when we have a pre-underwritten file versus just a pre-qualified file, our offers get accepted so much faster because there's that little box on the purchase contract, right, that says now,
right,
is it
now I have a choice,
right, pre-underwritten, or what does it say again? It's
pre-qualification or pre-underwritten.
Exactly.
Right, so there's a big separation, right? If it's pre-underwritten, we know that loan is really solid,
for sure,
ready to go. A lot of other people can just generate that pre-qualification letter pretty quick. So how difficult is it to get a being pre-underwritten by a Wells Fargo, a Chase, or a Bank of America, or your credit union? I mean, that's not a typical thing that they would do for somebody trying to borrow money, right? To purchase a home.
Right.
So the difference with PacWest Home Loans is you guys have the ability to do that because you're in-house.
So we are in-house. We use our warehouse line on most of our deals, probably 90% or so. So we're underwriting it. We are pulling loan docs, funding, recording. We're doing it all in-house, right? And I literally can walk to the next office and my underwriter is right there. So
and I love that as a realtor. I love having that kind of access, right, to your team.
Yep.
Because typical FHA loans are 45 days for an example, and I know you guys have been turning mine in about 21 days.
Yes.
That's a significant difference.
And that's the benefit also, right, of being pre-underwritten, is you're going to have a faster everything because the underwriter's already seen the file, she already knows, and now all she's doing is getting, let's just say, an updated pay stub or, whatever. Everything else is done and ready to go.
All right. Well, thanks again for all of that information.
You're welcome.
Clearly explaining that. And if you want, text more information to us, and we can start a conversation and see how we can help you probably in the loan process.
Text more information.
Yes,
Got it.
text more information to us, and we'll know what this conversation's about and get back to you and answer some of your questions.
Yep, awesome.
All right. We'll see you on the next
Bye.
episode.